They say the Blackwood Manor doesn't just sit on the hill, it waits. Most people in this town have the sense to stay away, but curiosity is a terminal illness. My friend Elias and I were 20, bored and armed with nothing but 2 cheap flashlights and a GoPro we didn't know how to use properly. We thought we were chasing ghosts for views. We didn't realize that in Blackwood, the ghosts don't hide. They invite you in. The air changed the moment we stepped over the threshold. It wasn't just cold, it was heavy, like the atmosphere was made of lead. "Check the EMF meter," Elias whispered, his voice cracking. He was trying to act for the camera, but I could see his hand shaking. The house was a skeletal wreck of Victorian ambition. Peeling wallpaper hung like dead skin, and the smell, a mix of wet earth and something sickly sweet, like rotting lilies, clung to the back of my throat. We made our way to the grand staircase. That's when the first sound happened. Thump, thump, thump. It wasn't coming from the floor above us. It was coming from inside the walls. We reached the second floor, and the temperature dropped so fast I could see my breath. Elias stopped dead. "Did you hear that?" I hadn't. I was too busy looking at the dust. In the thick layer of gray grime on the floor, there were footprints. Small, barefoot prints that started in the middle of the hallway and led straight toward the door at the end, the nursery. "Elias, let's go," I said, my gut screaming at me to run. But Elias wasn't looking at the footprints. He was looking behind me. His face went pale, his eyes widening until the whites showed all around the pupils. He didn't scream. He just backed away, faster and faster, until he tripped into a side room and the door slammed shut. I kicked the door, screaming his name. On the third strike, it flew open. The room was empty. No windows, no closets, no Elias. Just his GoPro sitting in the center of the floor, the red recording light blinking like a dying eye. I picked it up, my hands trembling. I hit the playback button. The footage showed Elias entering the room. He looked confused. Then he looked up at the ceiling. In the video, a pair of gray, elongated hands reached down from the darkness of the rafters, wrapped around his throat, and pulled him upward with sickening speed. There was no hole in the ceiling. He was just pulled into the wood. Suddenly, the floorboards beneath me began to vibrate. I looked down and saw silhouettes, dozens of them, pressed against the translucent wood of the floor, as if they were trapped in ice, screaming without mouths. I didn't think. I ran. I bolted down the stairs, the wood snapping and popping under my feet as if hands were reaching up to grab my ankles. I burst through the front doors and didn't stop until I hit the main road. I called the police. I called his parents. I waited for hours. The police searched that house for 3 days. They found nothing. No Elias, no signs of a struggle, just an old house rotting on a hill. But I kept the GoPro, and every night when I look at the footage of Elias being pulled into the ceiling, I hear something new. If I turn the volume all the way up, past the static, I can hear him. He's not screaming anymore. He's whispering my name, telling me that the wood is warm and that there's plenty of room for one more.